They all canceled on me on the last minute, so now I'm going to surprise them. I want to see my son.
Very good.
Know what he does?
Absolutely no idea. Thank you. Next.
Everybody hates Robert De Niro. Now, everybody's fine. Is this...
Everybody's not really all that fine, but I think that's kind of the point here. Do you know anyone who's, when you go, hey, how you doing, man? They go, oh, fine. Is that really what they are? Which isn't exactly what's going on here. Here is more one of those type of things like when you live far away from your parents, you don't see them that often, and they're like, so, how's everything going? And things are going like shit, but you don't want to tell them that. You'll be on the phone for 6 hours, so you're like, oh, no, it's all good.
Oh, yeah. No, when your parents, when you say, just as a passing colloquialism, hey, how's it going? They're like, well, I'm doing this and that, and a click.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear that damn. All right.
Man, you are a cold motherfucker.
I was going to say, that's not what I meant, actually.
And that is why I'm fine, because I don't listen to my mom when she starts going on about that shit. But no, this is the reason why we're talking about parents is because this is Robert De Niro having to check in with his adult children, played by Sam Rockwell,
Drew Barrymore, and
Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah.
who doesn't, I guess, does not have a British accent here.
No.
No,
I'm
she
killing
does
it.
not.
No.
There are no British
This
accents.
is the
Are
year
werewolves in this?
Yeah, this is the year where all the Brits and Australians come over here and take their jobs.
Yeah, Robert De Niro isn't even Italian, as near as I can tell in this film. I mean, I don't know what was happening. He's like, a little bit, maybe a little bit.
little bit. This movie, I gotta say, I saw a trailer again for it the other day. I haven't seen it. And wow, does this have the worst marketing department ever? Because they make it look like a quirky, fun, little, corny kind of holiday movie, all about a dad who just wants to visit his children and maybe think some shenanigans go on.
Oh yeah, the poster looks like it's going to be a new Christmas Vacation sequel or something.
And I'll tell you right off the bat that while this movie has a lot of charm, it's shot on DV, but has
It's shot on DV.
Yeah, but it has a film quality to it. This
It's
movie
probably digital, but not DV.
Yeah, it's probably
Okay.
some sort of low end, high definition.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah. He's like, God damn it!
Whatever, techno geek. Let me finish my statement.
You're ruining brother's flow.
It don't look like fucking film, all right?
What brand was it, Leon? What brand?
The fact is, while the movie has plenty of funny points, and I won't go so far as to call it depressing per se, it is sad, and I fucking cried my eyes out at times.
It's very somber all the way through, to be clear. And I'm not. It's not one of those films that you leave feeling bad per se.
No.
I mean, it comes around to make its point, and it does it well, and it is even kind of uplifting in a way. But you will cry.
But didn't you two cry at the end of Spider-Man 3?
Well, that was sad.
Hey, no, we were the ones crying at the end.
Sat through this shit.
This was awful. Always got to hold Spider-Man 3 over our heads.
It's been a while. I had to. You know it's not about love.
I mean, yeah, the story is Robert De Niro, his wife has passed, but every year the kids come over for is it Christmas or Thanksgiving?
I think it's Christmas.
Okay, for Christmas. And this year, all 4 of his adult children are like, oh, we can't make it. So he's just like, you know what? None of them can make it. I'm just going to get my suitcase and I'm just going to hop on Greyhound buses and go surprise them.
Yeah, and they
Shit.
live all over the country.
They live, yeah.
Well, damn, that's enough to make you cry right there, to go to that many cities on a Greyhound bus.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's like you look at it and you think about, maybe your own dad, the parent that you love, traveling all by themselves, doing this to come see you, and every time he goes to see one of them, they brush him off, or it's even like Dad, you always wanted things to be a certain way, and I'm not what you wanted, and you're like, Jesus Christ, the guy traveled all this way. It's
in the cradle in this.
well, it's so tugs at your heart, to watch this. You can't help but imagine like your own parent doing something like this and them getting the brush off, and then it comes around to a point where you almost imagine like, wow, what if I'm the father in this and my kids are doing this, treating me this way?
Yeah,
it hits you from both ends.
Robert De Niro really plays a different role here than you've ever seen him play before. He's very quiet here, and he's not a cipher. He's not supposed to be just a symbol, and yet you will imprint your own family relations onto him. He will become a father figure, either like the way you feel as a father or as your own father. You almost can't help it. Well, maybe not Leon. His dad was a little wacky.
Excuse me. Do you know about these wines?
The wine? These ones?
Yeah.
Well, I stocked this section. Why is there a problem?
No, I just want to get some expensive bottles of wine for my children.
This isn't for children.
I know it's not for children. It's for my children that aren't children anymore. What would be the best ones of this?
Well, we got wines from all over the world. We got English wines, from France. We got Italian wines from all over Europe.
I want to make a good impression on my kids.
You will, yeah, definitely.
No, but the funny thing is, like, my dad was wacky in a way that he reminds me of Robert De Niro in all his psycho roles. Like, when I see The Fan, that's my dad. When I see Raging Bull, that's my dad.
Okay, so that's not him in this movie.
Taxi driver, that's my dad.
One complaint
88 minutes.
One
That's my
complaint
dad.
I had heard about this was that the children are indeed kind of ciphers. They're just kind of generic, and we don't really know that much about them. But that's because you're not really supposed to either. They are the ones they expect the audience to imprint onto, in the sense of like, okay, I'm feeling kind of guilty here for being like this guy in the way that I treat my own parents, which is that after a while of little white lies that you can tell your family, they can build up to a really huge gap, a really big distance between you and them. And that can turn into something that's really unpleasant for both parties.
Is this movie supposed to make me feel guilty?
Yes,
I
kind
mean,
of.
I
yeah.
mean, it will. I mean, the thing is, I say it's sad but not depressing, because depressing is something like The Road, where you just leave like going, "Fuck, man, life is shitty."
'Cause I'm going to tell you, I'm a grown man. I'm still sitting at the kiddie table at Thanksgiving, so I don't feel any guilt at all right now.
Yeah, but that's because you're picking up chicks.
So I'm coming up there.
Called grooming.
Nice.
I'm like coming up to the table, like looking at the look. Is this seat taken? So what do you do, little girl?
You like mozzarella sticks?
Can I? You come here often? Can I buy a drink?
Yeah, seriously. If one of your pickup lines is, "What grade are you in?" you need to just turn yourself into the cops.
He's like, I got the mutts.
But this movie is really so well acted, and it has its subtlety, and in such a way, like I said, it pulls at you in a way that's very real, that you can identify with, and that's what gets you. And it's humorous at times, and it doesn't try to beat you over the head with it. You just, when you think it is, like, there were times in it where I'm like, "Oh, you guys are playing that sad music. You think you're gonna make me cry? I'm sorry. No, you're not." But eventually, not only was it, I mean, really, like, I almost left the theater, because I was like, if this keeps going, I'm going to have a total breakdown in here, to where people have to, like, come over and comfort me. It's going to be embarrassing.
De Niro builds such a simple yet really in-depth character, because really he is so utterly familiar. He's this cantankerous old, extremely lonely old man, but you do fall in love with him in this film, and by the time you get to the big revelation it's all building to, you become a mess. You can't help it. You're gonna completely collapse, but the film helps you up.
Yeah, it does.
It totally, after that, it's like, okay, we had to come to this. You knew this had to come. It was necessary. But then it helps you up. It pats you. It feeds you a hot, warm dinner and sends you on your way. And it's okay. You feel okay about it.
Now, what would you give the movie then? I mean, 'cause it seemed like a very simple film. Like, you don't have to tell anymore.
I honestly, through so much of it, I was like, well, it's probably a matinee.
Before you do that, let me ask you this. Who directed this?
I don't know.
You were the one who was supposed to know these things. Master of the internets. It's not just, we keep talking about the performances, but ultimately it's also a road film.
Yeah.
And the cinematography is gorgeous.
It really is.
I mean, it's really different from anything else I've ever seen in the way someone tries to capture that, let's see America sort of way. It avoids the cliche type of things. And there's this running metaphor of telephone lines, because that's what Robert De Niro did for a living, was do the coding around telephone lines. And the film is all about connections and distance and stuff like that, and they keep coming back to that, both visually, as you're going through the wastes of America, and De Niro talking about it.
Well, let me ask you something. How does this compare? This sounds very similar to Away We Go. How would this compare to that?
This
not
is
at all.
much better than Away We Go.
Oh, yeah.
Because Away We Go, you follow this couple going from place to place, and if you've been that couple, like, maybe that affects you. I mean, I saw it and I was like, well, I like it, but I don't have an emotional connection to it. And this, I think, is much more universal.
Away We Go felt like a series of set pieces that were tied together loosely. This is very organic.
When we
very
talked
tied
about
together.
it, I said it when you were describing it to me. I said, man, it sounds like About Schmidt.
It reminded me about. It reminded me
The Jack
of
Nicholson
About
movie, yeah.
Schmidt a lot, but About Schmidt is a lot funnier. That's ultimately a dark comedy, and that's not what this is. It's there's a lot of similarities in it. Having the dad travel, but there's points where it's a lot. It's not trying to do that.
No, it's more meditative than it is trying to be funny, and it depends on whether or not that's what you're looking for. Like, if you want to see a holiday film that's not just the same old, boring type of sentiment that's just obvious, then avoid this. But if you want something that's actually going to make you think about, why do you love your family? What do you love about your family? Maybe there are ways that you could tell your parents that you love them and that you care about them in a way you haven't done in a long time. And this is the movie you want to go see.
So what'd you give it?
I give it full price.
Yeah, it's definitely a full price movie. It's a shame that some people just won't like it because of the nature of what it is, but that doesn't mean it's a bad movie. In fact, it's a much better movie because of that nature.
I mean, really, of all the movies we've seen, it's one of the ones, if not the one, that's touched me the most emotionally.
Mm-hmm. And physically, because De Niro was waiting outside the door. He was like, "Hey, what's going
Cape
on?"
Fear is the other movie where he reminds me of my dad. I was trying. I knew it was like. I knew. Oh no, wait. Oh wait.
Remind me not
I'm
to
sorry.
go
There's
to
4 of them. This boy's life. That's the one. That's like. I even my little brother called me. He's like, "Have you seen that? Because that's him." I'm like, "Yeah."
Remind me never to go to your family
I know.
reunions. Jesus Christ!
I know. I can see.
You want some mashed potatoes, motherfucker?
I know. You say you reminds.
You haven't been to my house before? Because that's dead on.
Yeah, no, when you say he's like the Robert De Niro on Cape Fear, I can see you like at your elementary school play, you coming out like doing the Three Billy Goats Gruff, and your dad's in the front row. Ah!
He's like,
No.
"Counselor, you suck in this play."
He would do that. That's where I got that. Oh, good for you.
and the thing is, he's not on your side. He's like, the fucking little goat sucks. Act, mother, tell some jokes. Now we know where it came from.
Sometimes I pick up the phone to dial her number, and then I remember.
Keep calling next time. The number's still the same, and I'm still on the other end.
Okay.